Hi everybody and welcome back to the channel. It has been nearly a year since I introduced Fakemon that are specifically designed to be the aces of a gym. And if you are new to the channel, you probably don't even know that the gyms of the Jermanzburg region are themed around fairy tales and not around types. So far we have one based on the Red Riding Hood and the 3 dogs, the Frog King and the 3 little pigs. Today's Fakemon is centered around Snow White, and it's actually inspired by a comment from Admiral Maldonado from episode 9 of this whole series, which is like, I'm so sorry it took me nearly 3 years to create these, but they definitely look better than anything I could have come up with back then. You will see that. But let's begin. I made 2 Fakemon lines for this gym, and the first concept was actually drawn in September 2021, and then I stopped. And I started again in April 2023 and finished them over a year ago. I have no idea why I haven't released them sooner, but here we are. I haven't changed my style since then, so it's fine. The first line is obviously based on Snow White and the description of her having skin white as snow, hair black as ebony, and lips red as blood. And as the second inspiration, I used the mirror from the fairy tale that told Snow White's mother that her daughter is prettier than her. At first I tried to make a weird ghost kid type of design with some bloody arms and a body shape inspired by a handheld mirror, but it was very vague. And I decided the design can't go further like that, and that I was just making a generic ghost and nothing unique. So in the redesign 2 years later, I wanted to lean more into the handheld mirror aspect while simultaneously looking like a royal child. I gave it a fancy handle that calls up and grabs a gem. It also has some elements around its neck that are supposed to look like they are part of fancy clothing or like a collar. I also added hair-like ornaments with a golden streak of hair, cause fancy expensive hairstuff and stuff like that. The eyes are shaped like semicolons because I need a creative eye shape, to be honest. The mirroring part is light grey to allude to the Snow White skin color, and well, its mouth is blood red. Fun fact, me and a friend had this drawing game where I would describe one of my Fakemon and she would draw it without having ever seen the design. And the fun part is that both of us are not very good at communicating, and she often just draws stuff before I say anything and I forget what I already said or describe things super badly. But in the end, things usually work out pretty well and her interpretations are pretty close to what I drew. So this is her version of this Fakemon, and I mean, like that's the same thing. Yeah, she also makes animatics on YouTube, so if you're into that, please check out her channel in the corner. Anyways, here it is, Reflebony, a ghost and steel type. The name is a fusion of reflection and ebony, and I like it a lot. Another fun fact, I submitted it to a TrueGreen7 critiquing thread or like redesigning thread on Twitter, and it didn't get chosen, but it was briefly shown at the beginning of a video, so I'm still pretty honored. Originally I wanted this line to have 3 stages, but since I failed miserably at the third one, I decided this stage will be the last one. This Fakemon evolves from a handheld mirror into one that can be hung up on a wall. I took Mirapo from Yokai Watch as a loose inspiration, or well, I kept it in my head because I didn't want my design to look too similar. Yokai Watch for the Nintendo DS and 3DS, by the way, are amazing creature collecting games, and if you are into these type of games, I can highly recommend them. They get better and better. I think the third one is probably my favorite one, even though I like the battle mechanics from the second the best. Also, I just found out that Nintendo closing the online servers for like the Nintendo 3DS games also closed the online tournament of Yokai Watch 3, and I didn't realize that that would be a consequence, even though it's like, that's a logic thing to happen. And to say I'm heartbroken about this is an understatement. And I'm just realizing I didn't even use the points you get. And you can buy stuff in a store. And now you can't access the store anymore. Ah, shit. Yeah, sorry for that. Anyways, it's still a really good game, and level 5 in general makes pretty nice games. 2 of my favorite Nintendo games, Yokai Watch and Inazuma 11, are by this company, but I got sidetracked again, very far. The design now has multiple golden and black ornaments curling around its body, giving it tiny wings. The whole line is also inspired by the belief of haunted mirrors. They are often used in horror stories or horror movies, and some people are legitimately scared of them. A friend of mine, when we were in Romania, had a mirror directly in front of her bed, and she always hung a towel over it before going to sleep. But, I mean, better safe than sorry. These Fakemon can be found in old and abandoned houses, where they slowly follow trainers if they walk past them. Not really with evil intent, just for a harmless prank by imitating the trainer's image in a slightly distorted way, which has led to several trainers falling downstairs or getting too scared to ever watch into mirrors again. Or so have I heard. Here it is, Ab-b-b-bild, again a ghost and steel type. The name sounds really weird, I know. It comes from the German term Ab-b-b-bild, which means something like image or copy or like reflection. But I added an extra B into the name because when people are scared they sometimes start to stutter and say part of a word multiple times, and yeah, that's basically what this name is referring to, scaredly saying the term Ab-b-b-bild. The last Fakemon in this video is a regional variant of Falinks. Falinks are one of the few Pokemon that basically are a large group of Pokemon. In this case they are, I believe, supposed to look like gladiators or Roman soldiers, and I switched this theme to something more mythical and less violent, to garden gnomes. I personally find these garden gnomes kinda creepy, and I wouldn't put them in my garden because I'm worried they will come alive and attack me Gravity Falls style, but they made for a good base for this variant. In the original story there are different gnomes, and to indicate that I gave each of the heads different expressions, so it's clear everyone is their own little individual. So the original Falinks has the gimmick of being able to move its arms in front of its face and build like a battle formation, but that concept didn't make a lot of sense when we removed the warrior aspect, so I decided not to make a similar gimmick for this version. Instead they have red caps, white beards, and the original dark grey skin and blue glowing eyes, which looks a bit creepy. And there you have it, Jermanzburg Falinks, a pure fairy type. After patiently waiting for nearly 3 years in my iPad, I'm so sorry buddy, I finally, officially can introduce it into the Jermanzburg region. That maybe explains the sad expression. So these are the two main Pokemon of the 4th gym. I also made a new badge for the gym, which looks like a handheld mirror with ornaments that look like a beard. I am still trying to sort stuff around, and I'm not sure if all ideas will stay the way they are right now, but for now I plan on placing this gym in the theme park with an abandoned haunted theme park under and next to it. This has nothing to do with the gym badge, but you know, lore and stuff. I don't know if it's gonna be like a solo theme park or if it's in a city. I still have to figure that out. But yeah. Here it is, the image badge, which you can get after beating the 4th gym. It also acts like a mirror, so that's kinda neat. I hope you enjoyed today's episode. If so, please let me know, leave a like, and subscribe to not miss any future projects. See you in the comments.